absolutely love that song. It's a banger of a record. And I have this thing that I do constantly every time, someone drops an album and there's a Jay-Z record on there. It's almost like the first thing I listen to constantly. I don't know. It's just like habits or anything. I think one of the few times I actually remember doing it was when Drake, dropped the album that had Pound Cake. And I was like, okay, let me listen to it. So, hey, for those of you that don't know, this song actually samples Song Cry. That monster hit single from Jay-Z in 2002. So seeing Jay-Z and Nas again together on the record after Black Republican, something that is for the history books, if I do say so myself.
One of these days, Jay-Z's gonna know you, I promise.
Oh, I know Sean.
Here we go again.
Yeah, you call him Jay, I call him Sean. So yeah, we go like way back, in the Bronx and everything.
What?
So yeah, it's called the Bronx.
Let me give my intestine to the street.
If what?
If Jay-Z knows you.
No, he does. Actually, when I was in where was I? South Africa for.
Oh, see, that's a one time. That's the only reference you have. That's a one time you've seen him perform.
Have you? I'm
not claiming to know him yet.
Has he shook you before?
Oh, see, he don't remember you. I bet you.
He gave me a shoulder jab, and he was like, "Hey, young homie, how you doing?" So
he called you young homie.
Yeah, so
that means he don't know your name.
Well, yeah, he calls me young homie. He's like way older than me and everything. So
see, he's not way older than you. Don't
50.
So how old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, so he's not up to half your age.
He's the guys that we used to call Brosekbon when we were growing up.
But he called you young homie.
Yes, sir. So
meaning he don't know you.
No,
meaning he don't know your name.
It's you that know.
No, I'm asking. Does Jay-Z know you? Because on this show you've claimed to know Lil Baby, the baby. Who
all
else
the babies.
You claim to know Yemi Alade on a scale I'm not even willing to mention on this early morning show.
Okay.
And all these people seem to not know you, boo.
Okay.
You said you were whose babysitter in Plus, how were you in the Bronx and then you were babysitting somebody in the suburbs?
Multitasking. Yeah, what you know
you
about
guys,
that?
one of these days, I feel like we need to sit down with the therapist and just let him tell us what is going on in his imagination.
What you know about that? So, like I was saying, I think the party had what's his face again? Dave Chappelle. So it was for the whole Mandela thing. So yeah, it was,
the party.
It was a great night.
Don't you just love how casually he drops? But honestly, you see the cap. The other day, you see. This
is hate.
It's a continuous point of reference. After claiming I live in.
So ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:16 on this very amazing Friday morning. So to our esteemed guest Ladipoe, I'm so sorry about what's going on with Ada. She didn't take her meds this morning. So. That happened. So
big shout out to the Beats FM. Good to be here right now. I appreciate this.
Yeah, no problem. So what's going on? How have you been, man?
First of all, let me clarify that when he calls OC the young homie, that's OC's rap name. That's him. That's Jay saying, "Yo, young homie, when am I going to see you in the studio, bro?"
Can't spit a bar.
I can actually.
Let's have it.
No, you have to put money on that. So it would not only would I
you're still
you
owing me 40K.
From where?
When you said I could not be talking to a boy up to Valentine's.
But you were not actually.
Yes, I was.
It's so talking. So where did he go to? Where did he?
You did not say he had to go. It does. Look, I told you I'm a consistent woman. I've been consistently single for 2 years. You said I had to talk to him.
See why she's angry? Constantly. See, she needs a man in her life.
This is a great
man in my life.
This is a great Friday to be on the Beats FM tonight. It's amazing to be here right now.
What's going on with you, man? Is this song that you just dropped, that's feeling, is it going to what's the word right now? Is it going to set a foundation for a release of like a project or something?
Definitely this is a project here for Ladipoe for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Does he have a name or something?
No name yet. Okay. My body of works, I call them projects. I never title them anything, whether it's an album or this or that. Let's release the music, but the consistency is going to be amazing. For me, it's about communicating with my fan base in a very strong way. Yeah, so Feeling is such a special song.
Everybody seems to love it. I love it as well. So I love what he says, and the entire essence of the song. I like the way I'm feeling now. So like almost like a state of mind. I was here before, I'm here now, and with everything that's going on, I like the way I'm feeling now.
That's why we picked it. We picked it because for me, speaking from my own perspective, I've had a very up and high and low year. It's been incredible highs and massive lows.
Down the gutter lows, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so that song was the reaffirmation that these moments are extremely important. You can't play with them.
I know.
It's like survival mode to note when you're feeling good.
Yeah, true.
You know, so that record is massive.
And also, you mentioned, I think you put out something, talking about you getting COVID and everything. So
Yes, I
how
did.
was that? How was that entire process like for you?
It was an experience, definitely not because my symptoms were particularly rough, but because of who else got it from me, and their symptoms are really bad. Luckily, they recovered, so it just showed you the importance of taking it serious, and how COVID later on impacted my family this year was devastating.
You lost somebody?
Yeah, so my dad's sister, my aunt, and it's just the two of them, so it was a catastrophic loss. We just didn't see that coming, and then I won the Heady.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, these real deep lows and then these real highs. It's my first Heady of my career, so like the song was necessary. There's another song that they had set up for release, but I'm happy I had Buju in the studio rock that record. Shout out to Andre Vibes. Andre Vibes made that beat. So it's a God moment as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I understand how that feels, man. When it seems like it's almost like going through different phases at every time. When the lows are like rock bottom lows and the highs are like this really highs there and everything. So it seems like let me not say it seems like rap is mainstream right now in Nigeria, because I feel like where the listeners are, or the people that actually actively consume music is as long as it's good, it's something that they will actively consume. So for you as an artist right now, so does that actually redefine how you actually just make and put out music?
I like that question a lot, because there's been conversations around it, and the title is rap artist. It's not just rap. So I like how you're looking at it, because any artist right now needs to be aware of where they are, the kind of music you make personally, but the context is where you are. So for me, over the years, I've learned ways to make sure I'm communicating with my fan base, and then over time that fan base has grown, and then it's now every once in a while we're touching the mainstream. I'm no longer concerned. My own is to make great music, and as an artist, I know it's beyond just a great rap verse. You need to have a dope rap verse, but the hook has to be heavy, and then the bridge has to be good, and the production has to be tight, and then the mix, has to be there too. So to me, it's everything that comes with being a great artist is necessary right now. Rap happens to be my own mode of communication, and I'm happy that it's more and more valid. We have a number one song. Hey, young homie. I told you no. What did I tell you?
We need to not encourage this. But speaking to the only rapper in the studio right now.
Wait, no. We have to rewind. See the way
what did he say? What did you say?
Something on Just Valid, and he just
I don't remember.
I was like,
that's why I asked
DJ Khaled would go with this
anyway. Pro, you're talking about hitting mainstream. There's been, I think I saw a couple of tweets before now. Hip hop. Hip hop. Rap hasn't really been the thing in Nigeria, but you released a song last year, and it went viral. A lot of people almost were saying things like, it was TikTok, it was because of a lot of challenges surrounding that. But what does it feel like now to know that a year later you've released another song? There's no TikTok, there's no Thriller, but it's
no
a
lockdown, so look, Ada, you hit the nail on the head. Is the validation, I can't lie, is extreme. Moments like this, many artists want to tell everybody the things we want to say we can't say on air, but the truth is the truth is that it's great. It shows the dedication from the team. It shows the kind of artist that I am. It shows that there really is that space, and it is an undeniable space. No matter this old narrative people are trying to push on me and other artists similar to myself, it can't work, it can't stick.
I know. So just hold that thought, and let me just piggyback on that right now. So I do believe that right now, with how exponential social media is, just growing right now, giving a bunch of people, voices, which is a fantastic thing. So it kind of makes the world smaller. So what I see these days is the fact that a whole lot of people that do not understand artistry, a lot of people that do not understand the process that it takes to make music. So whether music, whether fashion, if it's painting, whatever it is that people are doing creatively, once they just have a large following right now, they're passing off their opinions as fact. And that has in turn affected the way creative people actually make
out
art.
stuff, yeah.
So most times a whole lot of people, especially artists, are in this headspace that, okay, I want to put out a record right now. So there needs to be a dance competition to it.
Yeah.
It's something that needs to pop in the club and everything. And piggyback, brings me back to something. If you listen to the beginning of Pound Cake, there was a little bit of intro, right there from an A&R guy, and he said something. None of this other whatever is going to last. Every other thing is here today and gone tomorrow. And what I've noticed right now is, the song come out, it will pop. There are different challenges or anything. But when you look at the songs people are still listening to, like songs that are topping the charts on Apple Music, on Spotify,
they are
songs
not
that
those.
still,
They are not those
are
ones.
still the songs that hold a whole lot of meaning. So what I do feel right now is that I am of the opinion that if you make art or if you're an artist, just do what resonates with you.
Don't try and appeal to any crowd. I've seen a lot of great artists, especially in this time, who have given us solid hits in, say, the 2010s. But now, because the clubs seem to be the place, they are making pangolo, literally, music because, commercial value and all of that. But what I would say about you is, generally, even from the start, you haven't been mainstream. You haven't, that not that you didn't want to go mainstream, but you were okay just having your crew, your solid people around you. But now with these two songs, Know You and Feeling, both doing so well on number one, what's it like now knowing that, okay, did it once, and did it twice, and third time gonna be a bang bang?
This thing that we do, this thing I do, and a lot of others do, it's a big risk. Every time you step out to release a song, every time you say I am an artist, it's a massive risk because it may not work.
Yeah, true.
Right? So it is extremely validating when it pays off or when it works out. Me, I have a personal mantra, and I feel like every artist should have something that they stand for. Niche artistry, mainstream success. And what that means is I will keep my artistry as original and true to myself and build it on the things I love. For me, it's lifelines. It's the way I present my music, my rap style, and what I want to infuse in my music. Then we push it hard to connect with as many people as possible. The main thing is this, is like some songs get the attention because they have a massive number of people listening to it. So by force, you will like it for some reason.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like if you make great music, more reason to push as hard as you can to amplify the eyes and ears on it, because there's over 200 million people in this country.
Yeah. So
somebody guys love your music.
I totally understand. It's 9:26 right now. So we'll just come back and just pick up from there. So I remember the first time I heard this song, and it was 2019. Tenny was about to do a concert, and the first thing that popped in my head was that this will work with Tenny, actually, because she already had something going along that line and everything. And I reached out to Paul, and he just laughed about it. And a couple months after, a remix is out, and the person I said would be fantastic on the song is on the record, so I should be getting some royalties.
Maybe no. It wasn't like you gave him the idea. It was already done, I'm sure. Right?
He's here. Let's hear from the horse's mouth.
I'm begging you. Cannot win this one. I'm actually. If you need to lie. I'm telling you. If you need to lie right now, tell
like
him.
This moment, I can't give it to OC. Now, the truth is, in the studio, it's funny. It's the same session with Ozedicus. I was working on Yoruba Samurai.
Yeah.
When I freestyled the line, "Yeah, sugar mommy on my case like Tenny."
Yeah.
I immediately thought I saw that Bolaji was assuming me. I was like, it would be mad to have Tenny on this.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
in fact, because the whole idea of the remix is based on the
line.
the wordplay.
That wordplay.
Your sugar mommy on my case like Tenny. That's two of her songs, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, but OC saying that it showed. It's funny. People still don't know that it's based on the wordplay that I picked that song. They just thought, oh, who should I put on it? Maybe Tenny would be nice.
Yeah.
But OC picked up on that early, quick. In fact, at that concert, he was like, pull up to perform this song.
Yeah.
We just couldn't make it work. So shout out to OC. Shout out to the believers.
Like you were doing so well with
No, but because look, man,
it is what it is, baby.
Oh my God.
Every win in my career is for the people that have believed.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I do, it takes belief to push it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9:28 right now, so we get back and open up the phone lines, and you guys can actually hit us up and let us know if you have any questions for Poe. So here's the monster of a single, Ladipoe and Tenny, and when we get back, we'll also be playing that brand new single alongside Buju. My name is OC, hanging out Wayside. I've got Ladipoe in the building. Yes, let me know the remix with Tenny. It's the Beat 99.9 FM. Keep it here.
Monday, Jesus name. Oh.
No, it feels like a long Monday because of
No, it's the weekend.
everybody just trying to just just get things moving and everything. So we're having a conversation with Poe just off the mic, and I said something. I said the only way that you actually know if a guy actually likes you is after the sex. What's his energy like after you guys have had sex? To be honest, no matter how we try to be woke or how we try to like paint in a different color, what is his energy like after the sex? Because as much as we try to, oh my God, there's emotions involved and blah blah blah, it's always there's the chase. Then what happens after the chase?
See, I'd really like to know the type of people in your life, male and female, because I'm not saying the sex is not important, but if by the time...
So is this you saying that you're having sex?
What?
No.
My mother listens every morning. I don't need
think
this.
Your mom doesn't know that you have
I
sex?
don't. Her knowing and her actively hearing about it, two separate things.
Can I just chime in?
Yeah.
Can I chime in just to say I just got updated with the things that we can talk about on radio. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know we could have conversations
no,
like this
you
on
can't.
radio.
No, you can't. Just
keep
very
it clean.
Yeah, keep it clean.
I just wonder why so many of my songs are muted because
No, you have to keep it.
because wow.
What I'm saying.
Good morning, Lagos, Nigeria. For real.
So, but that's facts, man.
It's not facts. I don't think Poe. I'm gonna pose this to you because clearly OC has a myopic sense of it.
Okay. So do you think sex plays like a huge role as regards how a relationship between a man and a woman, how it's actually
It plays a huge role. If it
how
plays the
moves forward?
defining role, then you have a problem.
I would
think
say defining actually.
You just said defining.
that was a good way to frame it.
Okay.
It definitely is impactful.
Yeah.
It determines a lot. But if it's the defining thing,
Yeah,
If that's how you know a guy
then you
likes
cannot guarantee that that's a relationship that would last.
Exactly.
Because take it for somebody that's in one, relationships require
hard work.
Oh man, and then it, just basic kindness to one another, respect for one another.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, sex is necessary and it's got to be good and banging. And
Yeah.
but there's so much else you need to rely on as the actual supporting structure. of the
like
relationship.
passports of another country.
No.
That's really what I'm relying on.
Yeah, but see what I'm
That
what I'm
is
saying in
not
essence
going
is-
to. That's
what I'm
not
saying in essence
a
is
defining factor.
I'm chasing a babe, for instance,
Yes.
and I kind of like her and all that kind of blah or anything. And the funny thing right now is the fact that emotions or infatuation or loss is also an emotion. Has a way of actually tricking your mind that you actually like this person. So when you actually
See what is going on.
no. So when the sex eventually happens, and you be like, okay, I wasn't really into that. Do you understand? So it's always about what is triggering or what is actually motivating you to go to want to be with somebody.
Look, this relationship is expectation. So
Yeah.
guys and girls, I'll tell you one thing. Look, if a girl wants, that's a risky way. Like, look, there's different parts in life. There's one that you can see is risky, but to take you there faster.
Yeah.
That's a shortcut that has massive risk because yes, if you go that route, you will know point blank if this person is really into you or not. I tell you facts. However, if you want to take your time and be patient, you may find out that he's not really into you, but you will not. You will avoid
You would have avoided
the
anybody
intimate
else.
side of
all
things
that
that will now
intimacy.
draw you in
That's what I'm
deeper
trying to do.
and mess up your brain, but it'll take you longer to find out.
Exactly.
So he does have some point in that. It's a quick way to know,
I'm not looking for the quick way. I'm looking for the way that would get me.
and
there.
it's good that you are aware of that
great.
because some people are not aware and they
Yeah.
just go and jam the roadblock
Yeah.
ahead.
Let's see, whatever it is you're about to say, just let it go.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Sure?